Yasharallah, which means Israel. Madium, Wapanya, Hakodam, which means stand and face the east. Lord's Prayer, first in Hebrew, then in English. Abanawa.
Abanawa.
Shabbat Shemaya.
Shabbat Shemaya.
Kodash.
Kodash.
Hayah.
Hayah.
Shamka.
Shamka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Malakwaka.
Malakwaka.
Taba'ah.
Taba'ah.
Ratzaka.
Razak.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Ba'aratiza.
Ba'aratiza.
Kawah.
Kawah.
Ayah.
Ayah.
Bashamayam.
Bashamayam.
Natan Manawa.
Tandanawa.
Lacham.
Lakam.
Kal.
Kal.
Yawam.
Yawam.
Basalak Manawa.
Basalak Nawa.
Kawawaf Nawa.
Kawawak Nawa.
Kasalak Nawa.
Kasalak Nawa.
Kawawaf Yanawa.
Kawawak Yanawa.
Wala'a.
Wala'a.
Tabaya'a Nawa.
Tabaya'a Nawa.
Banasayawan.
Banasayawan.
Abal.
Abal.
Awashai Nawa.
Awashai Nawa.
Mayan.
Mayan.
Rad.
Rad.
Kaya.
Kaya.
Laka.
Laka.
Amalakwa.
Amalakwa.
Waha'ala.
Wahala.
Wahatapa Ara.
Wahatapa Ara.
La'ai Walamya. La'ai Walamya.
La'ai Walamya.
Aman.
Aman. Lord's Prayer in the English. Our Father which art in heaven.
Our Father which art in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy kingdom come.
Thy will be
Thy
done.
will be done.
In earth as it is in heaven.
In earth as it is in heaven.
Give us this day our daily bread.
Give us this day our daily bread.
And give us our debts.
Give us our debts.
As we forgive our debtors.
As we forgive our debtors.
Lead us not into temptation.
Lead us not into temptation.
Deliver us from evil.
But deliver us from evil.
Thine is the
For
kingdom.
thine is the kingdom.
And the power.
And the power.
And the glory.
And the glory.
Forever so be it.
Forever so be it. Prayer for power, first in Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Abukashah.
Abukashah.
Natan Manawa.
Tandanawa.
Bachak.
Ka.
Bachak.
Ka.
Raba'ah.
Raka'ah.
Kal Makala.
Ka Makala.
Wakal Manawa.
Ka Manawa.
Bachak.
Ka.
Latahar.
Latahar.
Amatazariel.
Amatazaria.
Bachak.
Ka.
Lahakbayam.
Lakoyam.
Amathil.
Amakim.
Bachak.
Ka.
Irachwa.
Ilrakwaf.
Hatama'ala.
Hatama'ala.
Bagarshan.
Bagarshan.
Bahasham.
Ba'ashem.
Yahushai.
Yahushai.
Kawala.
Kawala.
Aman.
Aman. Power in the English. Yahweh in the name of Yahushai.
Now in the name of Yahushai.
Please give us the power.
Please give us the power.
Power to heal all manner of
The
sickness.
power to heal all manner of sickness.
And all manner of disease.
And all manner of disease.
The power to cleanse the
The
lepers.
power to cleanse the lepers.
The power to raise the dead.
The power to raise the
The
dead.
power against unclean spirits.
Power against unclean spirits.
Cast them out in the name of Yahushai.
Cast them out in the name of Yahushai.
Thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. Psalms 121, first in Hebrew. Asha'ah.
Asha'ah.
Ayanya.
Ayanya.
Ahaharya.
Ahaharya.
Ba'ayan.
Ma'ayan.
Yaba'ah.
Yaba'ah.
Isaiah.
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 Ma'ayin.
Ma'ayin.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Aisha.
Aisha.
Samayam.
Shamayam.
Wa'aratiza.
Wa'aratiza.
Al-Yatan.
Al-Yatan.
Lamawat.
Namawat.
Regalka.
Regalka.
Al-Yanawam.
Al-Yanawam.
Shamaraka.
Shamarka.
Ana.
Ana.
La'ah.
La'ah.
Yanawam.
Yanawam.
Wala'ah.
Wala'ah.
Yayashan.
Yayashan.
Shawamar.
Shawamar.
Yasharala.
Yasharala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Shamarka.
Shamarka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Tazalka.
Tazalka.
Al-Yad.
Al-Yad.
Yanyanka.
Yamyanka.
Yawamam.
Yawamam.
Hashamash.
Hashamash.
La'ayakaka.
La'ayakaka.
Wayirak.
Yayarak.
Balayala.
Balayala.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamarka.
Yashamarka.
Makal Rai.
Makal Rai.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Afnapashka.
Athnapashka.
Yahweh.
Yahweh.
Yashamar.
Yashamar.
Taza'aka.
Taza'aka.
Wabua'aka.
Wabawa'aka.
Ma'aitha.
Ma'aita.
Wa'iwalam.
Wa'iwalam. Psalms 121 in the English. I will lift up my eyes unto the
I will
hill,
lift up my eyes to the hill.
which cometh my help.
Which comes my help?
My help coming from the
My
Lord,
help coming from the Lord.
which made heaven and earth.
Made heaven and earth.
You will not suffer thy foot to be
Do
moved.
not suffer thy foot to be moved.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
He that keepeth thee will not slumber.
Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep.
Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy keeper.
The Lord is thy shade upon thy right
The
hand.
Lord is the shade upon thy right hand.
The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night.
The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil.
The Lord shall preserve thee from all
He
evil.
shall preserve thy soul.
He shall preserve thy
The
soul.
Lord shall preserve thy going out
The Lord shall preserve thy going out
and thy coming in
and thy coming in
from this time forth
from this time forth
and even forevermore.
and even forevermore. All right, blessings first in Hebrew. Barak,
Barak,
Atah,
Atah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Wa Yahweh Shai,
Wa Yahweh Shai,
Wa Mayakala,
Wa Mayakala,
Wa Alahaya,
Wa Alahayim,
Wa Tazabiha,
Wa Tazabia,
Alawap Yahana,
Alawap Yahana,
Ha Alawapia,
Ha Alawapyim,
Ha Saranyam,
Ha Saranyim,
Ha Quatazayanyam,
Ha Quatazayanyim,
Ha Kayayalia,
Ha Kayayayim,
Wa Ha Akwafia,
Wa Agwakyim,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Wa Hashem,
Wa Hashem,
Yahweh Shai,
Yahweh Shai,
the water,
the water,
Aman.
Aman. Blessings in the English. Bless you, Yahweh,
Bless you, Yahweh,
and Yahweh Shai,
and Yahweh Shai,
and Michael,
and Michael,
and the angels,
and the angels,
Commander General Yahweh,
Commander General Yahweh,
generals,
the general,
the captains,
the captains,
the officers,
the officers,
the troopers,
the troopers,
the
the
sisters.
sisters,
Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai,
Thank you so big.
thank you, so be it. All right, Psalms 83, first in Hebrew. Alahaya,
Alahayim,
Al Damayalaka,
Al Damayalaka,
Al Tashaka, that's right, Al Takarash,
Al Takarash,
Wa Al Tashakwat,
Al Tashakwat,
Al
Al
Kayahana,
Kayahana,
Awiyabyaka,
Al Yabyaka,
Yaham, Yahama Yawan,
Yahama Yawan,
Wamashana Yaka,
Wamashana Yaka,
Nasha Awa,
Nasha Awa,
Ra'ash,
Ra'ash,
Al Aimaka,
Al Aimaka,
Yairi Yamwa,
Yaira Yamwa,
Sawad,
Sawad,
Wayataya Aitazawa,
Wayataya Aitazawa,
Al Tazapanwa Yaka,
Al Tazapanwa Yaka,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Lakawa,
Lakawa,
Wanakakira,
Wanakakira,
Magaya,
Magaya,
Wala'a,
Wala'a,
Yazakar,
Yazakar,
Sham Yasharala,
Sham Yashrala,
Aiwad,
Aiwad,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Nawa Aitazawa,
Nawa Aitazawa,
La,
La,
Yakadwa,
Yakadwa,
Al Yakad,
Al Yakad,
Baya,
Baryat,
Yakarafwa,
Yakarathwa,
Ahalia,
Ahalia,
Adawam,
Adawam,
Wayashumai Alahaya,
Wa Yashama Alahayim,
Wayashuma Alayam,
Wa Yashama Alayam,
Mawa'aba,
Mawaba,
Wahagaria,
Wa Hagaria,
Gabal,
Gabal,
Wa'aimawan,
Wa Aimawan,
Wa'aimalak,
Wa Amalak,
Palashah,
Palashat,
I'm Yeshabia,
I'm Yeshabia,
Tazawar,
Tazawar,
Gam Ashawar,
Gam Ashawar,
Nalawa,
Nalawa,
Aiman,
Imam,
Hayawa,
Ayawa,
Zarawai,
Zarawai,
Labanya Lawat,
Laban Yalawat,
Salah,
Salah,
Aisha Laham,
Aishalaham,
Kamadian,
Kamadian,
Kasa Yasara'a,
Sayasara'a,
Kayabian,
Kayabi,
Balachal,
Banakal,
Hoyashwan,
Yashwan,
Nashamadwa,
Nashamadwa,
Ba'ayanda Ara,
Ba'ayanda Ara,
Ayawan,
Ayawa,
Daman,
Daman,
La'adama,
Ladama,
Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Nadayabmawa,
Nadayamawa,
Ka'arad,
Ka'arad,
Wakaza Aba,
Wakaza Abba,
Wakaza Ba,
Wakaza Bak,
Wakaza Zamana,
Wakaza Zalmanai,
Kana Sayakamwa,
Kal Nasaya Kamma,
Ashar,
Ashar,
Amarwa,
Amarwa,
Nayarashad,
Nayarashad,
Lanawat,
Lanawa,
Ad, Na'awat,
Nawa,
Alahaya,
Alaya,
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 Shayatamwa,
Shayatamwa,
Galgala,
Galgala,
Kakwash,
Kwash,
Lapan, Lapanya Raha,
Lapaya Rakwa,
Ka'ash,
Kaash,
Taba Ira Ira,
Taba Ira Yaira,
Wakalahaba,
Wakala Haba,
Dalahat,
Dalahat,
Aryam,
Aryam,
Khan,
Khan,
Taradapma,
Dawadapma,
Basa Irika,
Basa-Arika,
Wabasawapatka,
Wabasawapatka,
Tabahalam,
Tabahalam,
Mala'a,
Mala'a,
Panyaham,
Panyaham,
Kwalawan,
Palawan,
Wayabakwashwa,
Wayabakwashwa,
Shankar,
Shankar,
Yahawah,
Yahawah,
Yabashwa,
Yabashwa,
Wayabahalwa,
Wayabahawa,
Aidi Ai,
Ai,
Wayakaparwa,
Wayakaparwa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayabadwa,
Wayadaiwa,
Wayadaiwa,
Kaya,
Kaya,
Atha,
Atha,
Shamkar,
Shankar,
Yahawah,
Yahawah,
Labatka,
Labaka,
Al-Yawan,
Al-Yawan,
Al-Kalha Aratza,
Al-Ha'arataza. Psalm 83 in the English. Keep not thou silence, O God.
Keep not thy silence, O God.
Hold not thy peace and be not still, O God.
Hold not thy peace and be not still, O God.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
For lo, thy enemies make a tumult.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the
They have
head.
taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
And consulted against thy hidden
And
ones.
consulted against thy hidden
They
ones.
have said,
They have said,
come and let them cut. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
For they have consulted together with one consent.
For they have consulted together with one
They are
consent.
confederate against thee.
They are confederate against thee.
With the tabernacles of Edom
The tabernacles of Edom
and the Ishmaelites.
and the
And
Ishmaelites.
Moab.
And Moab.
And the Hagarenes.
And the Hagarenes.
Gebal.
Gebal.
And Ammon.
And Ammon.
And Amalek.
And Amalek.
The Philistines and the inhabitants of Tyre.
The Philistines with the inhabitants of Tyre.
Assur also is joined with them.
Assur also is joined with them.
They are hoping the children of Lot Salah.
They have hope in the children of Lot.
Do
Selah.
unto them as unto the Midianites.
Do unto them as unto the
And
Midianites.
to Sisera.
And to Sisera.
As to Jabin.
And to Jabin.
At the brook of
And
Kison.
the brook of Kisan.
Which perished at Endor.
Which perished at Endor.
They became as dung for the earth.
They became as dung for the earth.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
Make their nobles like Oreb.
Like Zeb.
And like Zeb.
Yea.
Yea.
All their princes as Zabah.
All their princes as
And as
Sabbath.
Zalmunna.
And as Zalmunna.
Who said,
Who said,
let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession.
let us take to ourselves the houses of God and
Oh
possess
my God.
Oh my God.
Make them like a wheel.
Make them like a wheel.
As a stubble before the
As
wind.
a stubble before the
As the
wind.
fire burns the
As
wood.
the fire burneth the
And
wood.
as a flame set the mountains on
And
fire.
as the flame setteth the mountains
So
on fire.
persecute them with thy tempest.
So persecute them with thy
And
tempest.
make them afraid with thy storm.
And make them afraid with thy
Fill
storm.
their faces with shame.
Fill their faces with
That
shame.
they may seek thy name, O Lord.
That they may seek thy name, O Lord.
Let them be confounded in trouble forever.
Let them be confounded and troubled forever.
Yea,
Yea.
let them be put to shame and perish.
Let them be put to shame and perish.
That men may know that thou,
That men may know that thou,
whose name alone is
whose
Yahweh,
name alone is Yahweh,
art the most high over all the earth.
art the most high over all the earth. All right, bless Israel, first in the Hebrew. Yahweh.
Yahweh,
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai,
Barakadam.
Barakmanah,
Wayasharala.
Wayasharala,
Wahabayat Saparia.
Wahabayat Sabaria,
Barak.
Barak,
Rapa'ah.
Rapa'ah,
Magan.
Magan,
Magan.
Magan,
Ba'ashem.
Ba'ashem,
Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shai,
Tawala.
Tawala,
Aman.
Aman. Bless Israel in the English. Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai,
Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai.
bless us
Bless us
and Israel
and Israel
and the school.
and school.
Bless,
Bless.
heal,
Heal.
shield,
Shield.
protect.
Protect.
In the name of Yahweh
In
Shai,
the name of Yahweh Shai.
thank you, so be it.
Thank you, so be it. Blessed you, Yahweh,
Blessed are you, Yahweh,
King of heaven and earth,
King of heaven and
and
earth,
all things living.
all things living.
Yahweh, in
Yahweh,
the name of Yahweh
in the
Shai.
name of Yahweh Shai,
Listen to us now.
listen to us now,
Right now.
right now.
Send evils and curses
Send evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
and punishment and destruction
to the heathen
to the heathen
that speak against
that
us,
speak against us,
thy prophets,
like prophets,
the teachers,
teachers,
the princes,
the princes,
the priests,
the priests,
the Israelite brothers,
the Israelite brothers,
and the school.
and the schools.
Send evils and curses
Send evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
punishment and destruction
to the heathen.
to the heathen,
Shake loose the treasure
and shake loose the treasure
of the rich of Israel
of the rich of
that
Israel
refuse to give to the
that
school.
refuse to give to the school.
Force their riches
For it's their riches
to enter to thy sanctuary.
to thy sanctuary,
Send evils and curses
send evils and curses,
and punishment and destruction
punishment and destruction
to the Edomites,
to the
the
Edomites
nation,
and the nations,
and the drug dealers,
the drug dealers,
the court system,
court system,
prison system,
the prison system,
Planned Parenthood.
Planned Parenthood.
All the governments of our enemies.
All the governments of our enemies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Amalek synagogues and armies.
Roman Catholic Church.
Roman Catholic Church.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Islam.
Islam.
Christianity.
Christianity.
Egyptology.
Egyptology.
Militia.
Militia.
Ku Klux Klan.
Ku Klux Klan.
Aryan Nation.
Aryan Nation.
Skinheads.
Skinheads.
Basi Kamatazi.
Basi Kamatazi.
The gay movement.
The gay
The
movement.
lesbian movement.
The lesbian
Spies.
movement. Spies.
Workers of witchcraft.
Workers of witchcraft.
NASA space program.
NASA space program.
Army.
Army.
Navy.
Navy.
Air Force.
Air Force.
Marines.
Marines.
Wall Street.
Wall Street.
Open up the internet.
Open up the internet.
And the airwaves.
And the
The
airwaves.
cable access channel.
Cable access channel.
And the radio channel.
And the radio channels.
Convict the spirit
Convict the spirit
of any of thy people
of any of thy people
that seek to stop
that
us
seek to stop us
and bring swift destruction
and bring swift destruction
to all the heathens
to all the heathen
that stand in the way
that stand in the way
or try to stop
or
us
try to stop
from
us
broadcasting your word
broadcasting your words
throughout the planet Earth.
throughout the planet Earth.
Let loose all the plagues,
Let loose all the plagues,
cause them to go to and
cause
fro
them to go to and fro
through the earth
through the earth
and consume them
consume
with
them.
the plagues.
Let the
Shake
plagues
the house
shake the
of
house
the thief and the murderer.
of the thief and the murderer.
Let your house shine.
Let the hour shine.
Michael
Michael
and Gabriel
and Gabriel
come down with the flying
come
saucer
down with the flying
and
saucer
punish all the heathen
punish all the
that come
heathen
up against us
that come up against
as
us.
we speak thy word.
As we preach thy word,
Cause it to be known
cause it to be known
by all
by all.
that is the angels that have done
It
it.
is the angels that have
Cause
done
it to be spread
it, cause it to be spread
through the media,
throughout the media,
throughout the whole world.
throughout the whole world.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
Cause them to shake at thy coming.
In the name of Yahushua,
In the name of Yahweh
thank
Shai,
you always.
thank you always.
So be it.
So be it.
Sar Yeshabim, which means turn and be seated. Alright, so we're going to be in the book of Genesis, the 6th chapter, and we start at the first verse. Wahaya, Kaya, Achal, Achal, Ha'adam, Barav, Ayel, Aliyah, Ha'adamah, Obadawath, Yanagwa, Lahal, verse 2. Waya Ra'awa, Maya, Alahayim, Ath, Manawath, Ha'adamah, Ha'adam, Kaya, Sabbath, Anna, Wachawa, Naham, Nashiyam, Makal, Ashar, Bakharwa, Bakharyawa. Verse 3. Waya Amar, Yahweh, La'ah, Yerawan, Barachia, Ba'adam, La'ailam, Bashagam, Hawa'a, Bashar, Wahayawa, Yamayawa, Ma'a, Wa'ashari, Shana. Verse 4. Anapalium, Ayawa, Ba'aratiza, Ba'yamyam, Aham, Wagam, Acharya, Khan, Ashar, Baba'awa, Yama'awa, Banya, Ha'alayim, Al, Anawat, Ha'adam, Wayalagwa, Naham, Hama, Agabarim, Ashar, Ma'awalam, Anashya, Hashem, verse 5. Wayara'ah, Yahweh, Kaya, Rabah, Ra'aith, Ha'adam, Ba'aratiza, Wakan, Yatazar, Machashabath, Labawa, Rak, Rai, Kala, Kal, Hayawam, verse 6. Wayanacham, Yahweh, Kaya, Aisha, Av, Ha'adam, Ba'aratiza, Wayathaya, Aitazar, Wayatha Aitazar, Lagwa, verse 7. Where Amar, Yahweh. Amachad. Ad. Adam. Ashar. Mara'atwa. Sorry, Mara'atya. Ma'al. Panya. Adama, Adam, sorry, Ma'adam, I, Bahama, I, Ramash, Wa'ai, Iwa, Hashemayam, Kaya, Nachamathia, Kaya, Ashayatam,
Genesis chapter 6, verse 1. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they chose.
All right, so what this is talking about, when it's talking about, and it says, when men began to multiply on the earth and daughters were born to them, right? This is talking about all of the people and all of the nations, right? This is when the Most High God, created men, he didn't fill the literal entire planet Earth, right? There were migration patterns, we were all, yeah, you could, so you were here, it's not, it's actually stupid. But of course, we all had a common origin, of course, then at the Tower of Babel, everybody split, right? So at one point, men were all in one area. So they started to grow in population, right? And then it says the sons of God saw daughters of men that they were fair, right? So right here, if we look previously, we see that Adam was called the son of God,
Right.
right? And so Adam had the law, statutes, commandments from the Most High God, right? And he was to follow the commandments of the Most High God. That's why he got kicked out and punished for not following the Most High's laws, because he's the son of God. All right. And so his descendants started seeing daughters of men. What does that mean? Daughters of these other nations, right? Daughters of these other people that were not of their people, right? Adam learned that lesson in Genesis, I believe it's 2. Where he said, bone of my, this is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh, right? And when the Most High took it from him, he said it sealed up, it sealed up the flesh. That simply means that was him understanding the lesson that you marry within your own people.
Yeah, right.
Right? That's just an example of how the Most High was putting it in a story form to say that you stick to your own, right? He married a woman that was bone of his bone, flesh of his flesh. Just like Jacob eventually does. Right? And just like every righteous man in Israel does, is they marry their own people. Right? But right here, in Genesis 2, we see that the sons of God, the sons of the Most High, the sons of Yahweh, right? Those of that descendancy, of that lineage, right? They started seeing daughters of men. Right? And then it says, and they took that, and that they were fair. They started to find beauty in these women that was outside of their nation. All right. And then it says, and they took them wives of all of which they chose. So this right here is talking about interracial marriage, right? Between the sons of God and the daughters of men. And that goes on to this day. The sons of God, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, somehow, since Genesis, can't get the lesson that you are only supposed to marry within your people. You're only supposed to be with your people. That's how the Most High God has this set up from the very beginning.
Right.
Right? Yeah, did you want to add on that? I don't know.
And just like Officer said, where he said that this is proof of us not having to of the Most High not approving of us intermingling with these other nations.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? In the beginning.
Right.
You know, so if you're doing it in this day and time, you are wicked as hell, man. You need to rethink in your mind and listen to the priests and prophets of the ISUBK on your life, in the choices you are making in your life style. You know what I'm saying? Don't live alternative lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? This is what this is talking about right now.
Alright,
Verse 3, and the Lord said, my spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years.
So this is the Most High saying, listen, y'all, this, first and foremost, right, for it to be a sin, there has to be a law that you're breaking, right? This is why we say that the law didn't just come into effect when Moses got here, right? This is back before Moses' time, right? And this law is clearly in effect because the Most High said, listen, I'm not going to keep putting up with this for too much longer. That's what this is saying. When it says, my spirit shall not always strive with man, that means I'm not going to keep allowing you to do this. I'm not going to just sit by while you decide that you want to marry out. This is how serious interracial marriage is to the Most High God. Like, I listen, don't get me wrong, right? Murder, right? Rape, you know what I mean? Child abuse, right? Cheating your brothers, right? These are horrendous things, right? The Most High God flooded the world because of interracial marriage.
Damn right.
Let that sink in.
Damn right.
That's how much the Most High God hates interracial marriage, is that he flooded the world for it.
Damn right.
And he said, listen, his days shall be 120 years. That's not a literal 120 years. That is, you get a short amount of time.
Right.
You don't have forever. This man, what, 2 lifespans? And we were reading before where it talked about he lived 400 years and then had a child and then lived another 500 and all his days were 900 years. Like, so we see these, so in the context, that's like telling somebody today, yeah, you're going to get about another 2-3 years of this. And that's it. And then I'm going to destroy everything.
Right.
Like, it was a very short amount of time to them. And the Most High, he was just done with it. He was done with putting up with interracial marriage. Right? Keep going.
Verse 4. There were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, and they became mighty men which were of old, men of renown.
Bob Marley.
Right.
Louis Farrakhan.
Right.
Right. It's so many of these interracial agents that have been planted in our community, and they're giants. They're men of great renown.
Right.
They're huge. They celebrities. They are, these are stars. These are, and that's let's break down that word real quick. Right. These giants, right, are beings that seem superior to everyone else. Right. They seem to have a step up. Right. And you'll start to notice and look and see like, oh yeah, they daddy like, this ain't even close to one with Kamala Harris.
Right.
Just because they look close enough,
right,
they become giants. Right? We've been falling for the same trick since Genesis, right? Thinking that this is the best way, or you know, or they teach us and raise us, you know, in this captivity to hate our own and to hate our own, to hate everything about us. You know what I mean? So our women, you know what I mean, they want to have kids with good hair, right?
Right.
Or our men, they don't really want to put up with all that mouth. You know what I'm saying? We can't deal with each other, so it teaches us to go and go out to these other nations, and that's where these giants come from, because we think our kids are going to be great because of choosing another nation to have children with.
And it's a lot of in ISUPK, it's only where you don't get an officer like this who's going to break the truth down to you. Because the Christian church and Christianity is full of deceit, full of lies, telling you that the giants were tall people bigger than the building. You know, and that the angel actually fell from earth and had sex with women,
Right.
regular human women,
God.
and created giant people that were bigger than the building.
God.
And you in the Christian church believe in this bull crap, man.
God.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself, man. You know what I'm saying? You ought to want to come into the ISUPK and find out what an actual giant was, what an actual angel looks like, and what an angel duty to the Most High is.
God. That's a lot of people, but you know, it's a thing that we get from our oppressor that it is so heavy in the Christian church, and that's projection, right? We feel that the angels, of course the angels could sin, of course the angels could go against the Most High God. We do. You see what I'm saying? We know that we go against the Most High God, so we think that it's a possibility that the angels of the Most High God actually fail.
No.
Or actually do something that he does not want them to do.
No.
The Most High God, every angel, including Satan,
Right.
follows the orders. But if Satan was so rebellious, right? When the Most High sent him after Job, they told him just don't touch his body, or just don't touch his body yet. Satan would have just did what he felt like doing.
Right.
Instead of following the order exactly.
Right. And if Satan was such an adversary to the Most High, he would have killed him.
God.
He would have told him to defy what the Most High said to do.
God.
He'd have killed him.
God. And we have to understand that Satan is not the Most High's adversary.
Exactly.
He is the adversary of any person who even has the thought of sin. Because he don't think you worthy enough for the Most High.
Right.
So he coming against you.
Yeah, right.
He wants you. He's not fighting the Most High. He's trying to prove why you don't deserve the Most High.
Right.
He's trying to prove that every day that we don't deserve the Most High's grace and mercy. That's what Satan does. And that's his job that he got from the Most High, and he does his job.
Right.
Zealously. It's even scripture where the Most High had to reprove Satan. Because Satan was getting a little too excited. He wanted to go at his job, and Satan shut up and took the checker. Because Satan follows orders.
Like me this weekend, I put a post up on Facebook, and it instantly got attention. And I was to report to my camp leader, and it's exactly what I did as soon as I seen it. And I took the checking and I took it down. Trust me, in ISUPK, you follow all the laws and orders. So you need to get in these ranks, man. You need to put your all black on, man, in your damn boots. And stop being a damn coward. And stop falling for anything. And stop believing lies. You know what I'm saying? Because as long as you out in the world or you're in the Christian church, you are subject to believe and fall for any damn thing, man.
Right.
You know? But that's why we hold the Sabbath service. That's why we hold camp. That's why we hold weekly classes. That's why we go to the debate. That's why we go to all the Blackly Black functions.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we doing the work. You in a fake Israelite group, you ain't doing nothing, man. You know, you're not telling your people that giants or not literal giants. You're not telling the people that the angels obey every order and do not sin against the Most High or are not falling, and you're not doing none of that. You know what you are? You're a wicked bastard, man. Somewhere down the line, you still smoking drugs, you still doing Molly, you still sleeping with whores. Somewhere in the mix, you still doing it outside of the one body, man. Oh yeah, verse 5.
Let's see. Try to count, sir.
Verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually.
Right, so the Most High, you know, of course, he started off with the interracial marriages.
Man.
Then it went on. That's where your alternative lifestyle, that's the beginning. That's how you get an alternative lifestyle.
Yeah.
If you want to know where alternative lifestyles come from, that's it. When you start mixing with these other cultures, that's where your alternative lifestyles kick in.
Alright.
Right? Because first off, and this is why Solomon fell. Why? Because he loved many foreign women and he went after their guys. So he started to fall off by going after their guys. So when the sons of the Most High God started sleeping with these daughters of men, after that, wickedness just started to increase.
Alright.
Right? The wickedness of a man became great in the earth.
Yeah,
Because that's where that comes from. Interracial marriage is the root of most of the problems in our community.
Right.
Because we want to be with these other nations. We want to join with them. That's a marriage.
Alright.
Martin Luther King married us to our slave master. That's what he was doing. That's what his movement was about. Please love us, accept us, give us paperwork and tell us you like us. That's what's been the destruction of the men of God and the children of God since the beginning. Because you fall into their lifestyle. That's where this whole LGBTQ movement comes from. Right? It's falling into the lifestyles of these heathens.
Yeah, right.
And that's how, like I said, that's what first it starts with the interracial marriage. That's what one of the first things we was fighting for. Fighting for that and slavery.
Right.
Right? We was fighting to be with their women just along the same time we was fighting to get out of chains.
Right.
And then what does that go to? Then it goes to gay rights. Right? We fight for our rights, then it goes to gay. Because this marriage of us being married to them always turns into alternative lifestyles.
Right.
Right? Which the Most High, it calls in this verse, wickedness of men. Right? You ready more that verse? All right, let's do it.
Verse 6. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him in his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them.
And you know,
Ain't
you imagine the point that you gotta push a father to regret having his own kids. He don't like it. This is the our people still don't get it. This is the magnitude. I know you think that you like look Becky for whatever reason. Like it doesn't matter. The Most High God hates that. Like we just don't understand that. I think I was trying to go back before our people get that.
so like
Go ahead.
he drowned everybody and every animal and every bird. He drowned everything. He drowned.
God of God. And the Christian church has to make it something spooky and something mystical, or they had sex with angels.
Man.
No,
Right.
no. This is interracial marriage, that very thing that you have in your Christian church. That's why I can't tell you the reason the Most High flooded the earth. Because then you going to start looking around the congregation.
Man.
You going to start looking around. Sister Susie did go marry that white man. She said his credit was nice. But I didn't realize that God hated it that much.
Yeah, he hates that much.
Like this ain't even a small thing to the Most High. This
Right.
is, and what again mystifying Genesis does, right, and making it a fantastical tale, right. It makes it so we can't understand anything, right? Adam and Eve were kicked out of the garden for what? Not eating of a literal tree, but taking knowledge and joining with nations they should not have been taking knowledge from and joining with.
That's a lot.
Go ahead.
He did it that time, the first time with water.
Good.
This time, it's going to be 100 times worse.
Yes, sir.
Thermonuclear fire.
Yes,
Can you-
sir.
Oh my God.
Yes, sir.
Is you serious? So you gonna keep doing it? You thought he was joking the first time until the raindrops started hitting your face, and then they didn't stop.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Now this time, it's gonna be a mushroom cloud of fire and heat and vaporization and oh man,
Hell yeah.
good night.
And it's for the same exact thing
Exactly.
that has been happening. This is what, listen, there's nothing new under the sun.
Right.
These same people doing these same things over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
Like, that's just what, like, this is happening this day. We reading in Genesis, the first book of the Bible. Right? We about to get to the flood, but this is before the flood even happened.
Right.
Right? And we doing this then, and we still doing it today.
It's a lot. Another thing for the atheists and people who don't like the Most High's judgment. It says right here, it grieved the Most High at his heart. It grieved him. He don't want to do this, man.
Yeah.
But his will be done.
Yeah.
It's gonna be done.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, any good father gonna do what he got to do.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to vaporize your tongue and your eyeballs.
Yeah. That's what I can say. This is the Most High said, this is going to hurt me more than this is going to hurt you.
Damn right. Yep.
Because because again, understand the regeneration, those people are back.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Those people are back in the earth. So he didn't obliterate their soul. He's like, okay, this go round, oh, it's over. It's over for all of y'all right now.
Yeah.
Right? And this is why, you know, we say that not only is the white man, the so-called white man Esau, but he's also Cain. Why? Because Cain and his descendants were wiped out during the flood, but they back in the earth.
Yeah.
The brother murderers are back in the earth.
Yeah,
The wild men and vagabonds and murderers from the beginning, they're in the earth today.
Yep.
Right? So that's what the Most High is saying. Like, you know, like I said, any good parent, you know, it hurts them to whip their kids.
Right.
You don't want to have to give your kid that lesson like that. You want to just be able to tell your kid, hey, listen, do this, and then they do it.
Right.
That would be that would be lovely, right? But the Most High, this is like you said, like you pointed out. You know, this is showing how the Most High cared.
Right.
Right? Because he could have just like, oh well, and just wiped it out and been done with it. But it grieved him. It's like it repented. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, and to repent, you know what I mean? Basic breakdown of the word repent means to turn away. Like, he couldn't even look at it when he had to do it, right? He had to look the other way, like,
Right.
I gotta do it. I gotta do it. You know what I mean? So that's what happened, right? Where we at? We finished with something? Alright, so we go, as we close our time, we just go to these next, what's that? For just straight up in English. Alright.
Verse 8. Verse 8. But Noah found found grace in the eyes of the Lord. These are the generations of Noah.
Right.
Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with God.
So Noah, right, found grace with the Most High. Why did Noah find grace with the Most High? Because he was perfect in his generation.
Right.
What does that mean, right? Wasn't no race mixing in his bloodline.
Right.
Right? His father and his father's father and his father's 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 father, they followed the law. They did it correctly. They stayed within their family. And wasn't no race mixing in his genes. And not only that, he followed Yahweh. How do you see right here when it says that he walked with Yahweh? How do you walk with Yahweh? By keeping the laws, statutes, and commandments.
Yeah, right.
So Noah had to know the laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
When it said when he was his either grandfather, his great grandfather Enoch walked with the Most High. How did he walk with the Most High? By knowing the laws, statutes, and commandments.
Right.
Right. This is why we say that these laws have been here since the very beginning, because you see it. But Christianity then told you that this all is just spookism and is mystical. No. What it is you are trying to read the words of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans through the mind of an Edomite.
Right.
It don't work, because everything we say to them is mystical. In fact, there's a study that's been released, right? And at the rate of 46%, right? They did a poll on Edomites. They believe that so-called black people literally have magical powers. Literally you have literal magic. When they shoot you because they are afraid, it's because they believe that you are a magical being, and that even with a gun, you could still kill them. You are still terrifying to them, even though they got a gun right there.
Right.
Because you have magic. That is the way, you know what I mean, these people look at us, and we ain't even in our glory yet.
Right.
We ain't even, that's us not following the laws of the Most High God.
Right.
It's a reason, you know what I mean, Edomites tend to buckle at our camp, but our own people don't. Because they starting to see, those niggas, they know they lost. We can't get them with none of our vices.
Right.
They not out here at the strip clubs no more. What? You mean they stopped smoking? What? They stopped being drunkards? What? They taking care of their kids? What? No, we can't deal with them. Our people are in our ignorance come up against us. Edomites, they are afraid, right? Because that's what happens when you get a man, or you get a man that's like Noah, who is perfect in his generations and then walks with the Most High.
Right.
Like, it's something that is incomparable, right? You can't compare that to anything else, right? Let's keep going.
These are the generations of Noah. Verse 10. Noah begot 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The earth also was corrupt before God, and the earth was filled with violence.
And you know what? I believe. Let me see. Where is that at? You know, this is not any different than it's gotten back to nowadays. Right? It's gotten worse. Right? Let's see. Where is that? This is scripture right along with that. basically, yeah, this place now has been exactly what it was back then, and it had to get to this point, right? It had to get to this point, and what I mean by that is our oppressor had to stretch out over the entire planet Earth, right? Because at this time the corruption was over the whole known world, and that's because everybody was close, right? Everybody was in one place. Again, this is even way before. Again, this is before the flood, so this is way before, you know what I mean, the Tower of Babel, when the Most High God split everybody. Right. So everybody wasn't split at this point. Right? When it talks about the garden and all the trees in the garden, that means it was all of these nations gathered in this one place. Right? So these were all in one place. So when the Most High flooded the earth, right, and killed all those people, they were all together in one place. Now we spread out all over the place. Now we over the whole. Now people are over the whole planet. So this corruption had to reach out over the whole planet.
Right.
Because that's exactly what the Most High did before He returns. Exactly, and does what He did before, and destroys the earth, and makes room and makes way for His people, His chosen people, to rule righteously. Right. That was the position of Noah, getting off of that boat. Right, being the only man alive. I'm sorry, being the one of 4 men alive and the head of his family. He was to rule the earth. His sons were supposed to learn the laws of the Most High God, like as he knew them. And they were supposed to follow the laws of the Most High God and teach the laws of the Most High God.
Right.
But then they started wanting to go off and do their own thing and go on their own way. Right? And so corruption started to creep right back in the earth, right? But like I said, the earth was corrupt before the Most High and filled with violence. Listen, this not even necessarily on a whole war type of level, because we know the U.S. can't survive without war. I can't go 2 seconds without getting another alert on my news breakdown. 2 shot, 1 dead, St. Louis North Side.
So long.
God.
Just last night. 1-year-old shot in the head.
Shout to God.
Other guy shot in the chest.
Shout to God.
And I know these people.
Shout.
See what I'm saying? Like,
Shout to God. Violence. Like the earth is filled with violence.
right.
You know what I mean? It's death and drugs and rape and prostitution all around. These are violent and corrupt crimes. And the earth has been slowly moving back towards full saturation. Everything is absorbing this death and destruction, this corruption, this violence, right? And the Most High is going to destroy the earth again. And with thermonuclear warfare, he will break these wicked kingdoms, right, and restore righteousness.
Right.
Because that's the only way it can happen after all these alternative lifestyles start setting in.
Right.
All of these interracial marriages, this violence, this corruption. So I could be reading half of this out of the newspaper.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like this, but this is Genesis 6.
Right.
And this is why we, like the officer said, this is why we do what we do. To
Right.
teach our people to get them out of this situation so that hopefully they can be found righteous and we can be found righteous as well.
Right.
And we get delivered up out of this kingdom.
Yeah,
Because death and destruction is definitely coming to Babylon the Great.
yeah, right.
This cannot, as the Most High said, you know, in verse 3, you know what I mean? My spirit shall not always strive with men. I'm not going to let y'all keep getting away with this. You're not getting nothing past the Most High. The Most High sees what you're doing. And you are going to have to pay if you don't repent and come into the ISUPK and learn how to follow God's laws, because death and destruction is the only other option.
All right. Before we get out of here,
Okay.
any eyes on the sinful kingdom?
Okay. The book of Amos, chapter 9, verse 8. Behold, the eyes of Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom.
On the what?
The sinful kingdom.
Go ahead.
And I will destroy it.
He will do what?
Destroy it from off the face of the earth.
Man, he gonna destroy the wicked kingdom. He gonna destroy these nations, man, that are ruled by our oppressor, man. Who is the devil the damn Bible speaks of, man. Off the face of the earth, man. Read that from the top one time, then we out of here.
Behold, the eyes of Yahweh are upon the sinful kingdom, and I will destroy it from off of the face of the earth.
Putin ain't gonna destroy it. Kim Jong-un ain't gonna destroy it. Hitler couldn't destroy it. Ain't nobody gonna destroy it but the Most High. And with that, I go ahead.
We finish up that verse.
All right.
Saving that I will not utterly destroy the house of Jacob, saith Yahweh.
The 12 tribes of Israel, man. Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, Issachar, man. The Negroes, the West Indians, the Haitians, the Dominicans, Guatemala to Panama, the Puerto Ricans, the Cubans, the North American Indians, the Seminole Indians, Argentina, the Chile, Colombia, the Uruguay, and the Mexicans, man. The 12 tribes of Israel, man. He is not going to utterly destroy us. But you heathens, you're going to have a bad day, man. And the wicked that's running with them, man. And with that, shalom, Israel.